We all, in all honesty, have to agree to the fact that if you are facing hair loss, it builds on to your age by at least 5 to 10 years.
How has Dubai been for you?
The advantage of being in Dubai is it's got this diverse culture. There's so much of awareness when it comes to lifestyle and health is wealth. So I guess that's the motto I follow. No matter how lean I get, no matter how much of muscle I would put in, nevertheless, I would still be, 10 years over my age.
When did you start experiencing the initial hair thinning, or I would say the hair fall?
5 years ago, gradually, you would have someone coming up to you and saying, you know what, I think you're facing a bit of hair loss. And then I would just shun it away, saying, okay, fine. No. Over the years, that's when things really started getting noticeable. There was lack of knowledge. So as layman, you wouldn't be aware of what is right and what is wrong. And the confidence went on denting.
So how did you again come back to Assure?
When I met Dr. Abhishek, he said, no matter what treatment you do, the probability of you not gaining your hair back, like probably 5% or 10%. Are you okay with going with 90% of that? So if you've got a problem, you need to fix it.
When did you start seeing that initial growth?
It was a month or a couple of months away from the sessions. Each and every family of mine tends to look at my hair and be like, okay, fine, we're actually seeing good growth. And I think if you come out as a changed man because of hair restoration, you'll be amazed to see how much of good that is going to bring to yourself.
Yeah.
We made an informed decision, and I think that's the best decision I've made thus far.
Hello, Savio. So
Hey.
a very warm welcome on our channel Beyond the Mirror.
Thanks for having me.
So as you know, we've been, speaking to a lot of our patients, our guests, where they share all their journey, right?
Yep.
From their professional journey to their personal journey, their fitness goals, and of course, most importantly, the hair transformation
Yep.
and how it impacted their confidence. So I'm sure this conversation also is going to be very insightful, and I'm pretty excited to speak to you on all these aspects.
Likewise, yeah.
So talking about your professional journey first, I know you were in the very early years a DJ, and then you were a professional photographer,
Yes.
and then you went into banking sector,
Yeah.
and now you have established a very successful business into trading.
Yes.
So I think you're into stocks and cryptocurrency.
Yeah, Forex, crypto,
Yeah.
indices, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So global markets essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us, we would want to know about your entire professional journey.
So I obviously into DJing that happened at a very early age, between 17 to 24. I stopped there because then obviously I got married. I got a job in a bank as well, and whilst the journey of growing in the bank, I was just concentrating on banking per se. And once I got established in banking, and then I took photography as a hobby, started doing it professionally as well on the sidelines. And then it's been 3 years since I left banking. I left the so-called corporate world, and I'm full-time running my own portfolios in global markets, and it's going on pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's been my journey overall, a very interesting one. I've been born and brought up in Dubai.
Okay.
So it's been a very interesting journey
Great.
from
so you're
the start till
schooling,
now.
everything. You've
Yes,
been
pretty
in
much.
Dubai.
Yeah, it's been Dubai all. So I've seen Dubai
Yeah.
transform from what it was to where it is right now. So yes, I've been there
Right.
all this while.
What is that thing that you feel about Dubai? Because you've lived most of your years here in terms of personal life, in terms of professional growth. How has Dubai been for you?
I think the advantage of being in Dubai is it's got this diverse culture, right? So it's like you can always be open to your thoughts and ideologies as opposed to anywhere else, because you have, there isn't a sort of stereotype that would distinguish oneself to the other. So that's how we were able to go. Even when it came to DJing, I was able to kind of excel in that field. When it came to photography, there were, people of different backgrounds, or people different countries as well. So I've actually been in that environment that I've got mixed cultures to work with, and that have essentially helped me grow. And that's the charm about Dubai, I guess, where you get to see people of all races and cultures around.
Absolutely.
That's what makes this place so beautiful that it is.
Absolutely.
Right.
So otherwise, where is your hometown when you're in India?
So
What
I'm from
part of-
Goa.
Oh, you're from Goa. Okay.
But my wife's from Bombay. So
Okay.
we toggle between Mumbai and Goa.
Okay.
And yes, being from Goa, I mean, I don't have to say a lot. It's a beautiful place to be in.
Yes.
So we make it a point to at least travel down there once a year, if not too often. And and since Mumbai is pretty close to Goa as well, so that helps. in a certain
Yes.
way.
Yes.
So we got family in Goa and Bombay
Mm.
as well. And yeah, that's about it.
Mm. Tell us, how does typically a day look like? I know that you go twice to the gym. I also want to know what
Yes,
motivates you
yes,
to
yes.
incorporate this kind of
So
routine.
that's time. That's one thing that I found. That's the main difference between having a desk job in the office as opposed to doing your own thing or running your own business. What I my culture back in the day, or my habit back in the day, was I had to get to work at 7:45.
Mm.
I used to finish on an average at 5, between 5 to 6, and by the time I would get home, it used to be 6:37. And then when you've got family around to get to, when you got your meals to get to, you don't tend to squeeze in enough of time to actually work out or even exercise, or to the bare minimum when it comes to exercise. But now, since I'm actually doing my own thing, I get sufficient amount of time between the main areas of my work to work out. And even if it's half an hour, 45
Yeah.
minutes, I make it a point to go before London session per se. That's
Yeah.
when I'm onto the screen.
Yeah.
And then I make it a point between London session to US session, which is in the afternoon, to go again, hit the gym.
Correct.
So what happens in that duration, I tend to eat well too, because then if I'm not going to be eating healthy, I don't have I can't be going back to the gym again.
Yes, of
So
course.
that regime is kind of foiled in well, as
Yeah.
opposed to what I have had before. Just coming in from work, taking a snack probably, and then getting onto the bed, switching on Netflix, spending time with family, and then having a meal which is not healthy again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going to bed, waking up in the morning, and it's the same unhealthy regime which went on and on.
Yeah.
It was a good number of years that went on and on. But now I've really changed into adapting this regime, which is working out pretty well for me.
And that's so inspiring, actually, listening to you, because I'm not a very gym person.
Yeah,
But when I listen to you going twice, I
exactly.
think that's going to motivate a lot of people.
I think being in Dubai as well has helped a lot, because there's so much of awareness when it comes to lifestyle and health. And I think that helps, because it was also incorporated in the bank, for example, that you need to go healthy living, and then you need to have a good lifestyle. Better said than done.
Yeah.
It's not easy to actually make some time and hit the gym, especially when you've had a rough day at the office. So it's not as easy, as opposed to having the day to yourself, where you can plan out your day yourself, since you're running the show. So I think this change has really helped me, and health is wealth. So I guess that's the
Absolutely.
motto I follow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you are also into meditation practices.
Yes, that's pretty essential as to what I do. So I make it a point to just take 5-10 minutes before I get onto the screen, 5-10 minutes post a session, and again into the next session. So I make sure I'm at least giving out around 20 minutes every single day, because that's what I need. It gets me into that focus frame of mind, where I can actually not think about anything else and only look at what I'm supposed to look
Yeah.
at. So yes, I've never done. This is a regime I never had before. I just incorporated this like 2 years down in the making. And that's when everything came in, when I was having so much of energy flowing in.
Yeah.
It was just the fact that I did not have sufficient hair growth on top, which was bogging me down.
Yeah.
So that's the correction that I need to
Correct.
get done in
So
terms of
everything
my
gradually
fell
went
in
into a
place.
transformation.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I've seen this because I've obviously recently, in last couple of years, been in Dubai more. When we established a clinic here, people are quite, I think, disciplined.
Exactly.
And like you said, awareness. Every patient that I interact with,
Yeah.
fitness is certainly their main goal. Of course,
Exactly.
work, yes, but living a balanced life, healthy eating, because you have so much of junk around
Yes.
as options, but you
Easy
need to be
accessible as
mindful.
well, and it's
Yes,
very
very
accessible.
accessible.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So being mindful and aware of what to eat and how fit to be, and like you said, health is wealth.
Yes.
So yes, that I think is prioritized a lot, and there is in general globally also I see there is a switch even back in India.
Yeah.
People are being more aware and
Exactly.
being conscious about their health, and that's
Yeah.
a very good thing. I think
That's
that
the way
also
to go.
improves your productivity at work.
Exactly, because discipline is everything. Discipline is pretty much part and parcel of what I do as well. So I can't divert away from my mindset. If I've put pen to paper, I literally need to stick and abide by that discipline, even in my job. And I guess it's part and parcel of what I do. It just sums up to what I am now as a person. as opposed to what I was
Yeah,
before.
great. So your
Yeah.
professional journey has been quite a variety and very inspiring and
Yes.
interesting as well.
Yes.
Also, an equally important aspect, which you mentioned, that
Yeah.
everything started falling in place in
Yes.
terms of the transformation,
Yeah.
your health awareness, your fitness, your new business, and
Correct.
then what you felt you lacked was, the hair loss concerns that
Yeah.
you had. So tell us a little, like, when did you start experiencing the initial hair thinning, or I would say the hair fall?
I think it would be 5 years ago. 5 years ago, gradually, whenever we would tend to go out with family or
Yeah.
friends and all
Yeah.
that. I mean, you obviously don't tend to look at yourself in the mirror every single time, right? So if I would not look at the mirror, I would see the photographs later on. Okay, and then you would have someone coming up to you and saying, you know what, I think you're facing a bit of hair loss, and then I would just shun it away, saying, okay, fine, no, it's part and parcel of
Yeah.
hair fall, and then eventually I'll have some hair growth again. But over the years, this span of 5 years, it tend to get bad to worse. So I had faced hair loss at the crown.
Yeah.
I couldn't notice that obviously because when
Yeah.
you look at the mirror, you don't see that across. But then, either my parents or my wife would notice, saying that, okay, fine, you've got some hair loss that's happening in that area. Eventually, it spilled onto the front
Front. Yeah.
of my right on the forehead,
Yeah.
and that's when things really started getting noticeable. And I think in the profession that I am with, I can't have a single ounce of dissatisfaction, even if I look at the mirror or anywhere else. I need to be really up to date. I need to have that confidence by looking at myself in the mirror or hearing it when you have a conversation.
True.
And I think it's hard to say that, if you meet someone, they can't get away with saying that, okay, fine, you know what, you're having hair loss. Okay. And no matter how much you do, you're going to be having that comment which is going to come by you and it's going to register. And I think it's not like something that would happen occasionally. It
Yeah.
was something that would happen very often because people would tend to comment whether they're actually meaning it or even it's a
Maybe
matter
as
of a joke.
well-wishers
As
also,
well
but they
wishers,
bring it to your
regardless, yeah.
notice. Yeah.
But when you take it to yourself and when you think about it, you would be like, okay, fine, I can literally see it, appearing on the mirror, appearing on the photographs and all that. And I think we all, in all honesty, have to agree to the fact that if you are facing hair loss, it builds on to your age by at least 5 to 10 years automatically. Right? I see the difference in myself right now, and I can actually compare photograph to photograph and see that in me right now. And I can actually look at another person having hair loss and actually, even getting to a conversation, I can actually feel what I was. I can actually be in his shoes and be like, I was in this guy's shoes.
Yeah.
And this is how I would feel. Not at that point of time,
Yeah.
but later on.
True.
So it does impact you. It dents your confidence. It dented my confidence to a huge level, which is why I was like, there's something I need to get done. And I've met Dr. Abhishek, and I need to meet him again since the opening of the clinic out here in
Yeah.
Dubai.
Yeah. Any treatments that you tried prior to considering hair transplant as an option?
Yes, I did the PRP session, and it was an advanced form of PRP. Uh, I think it was a 6-month treatment, if I'm not mistaken, because I think there were gaps.
Okay.
So every session a month for 6 months, and it didn't really help. It didn't really help. The thing I had was there was no knowledge. There was lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
So as people, as layman, for
Yeah.
example, you wouldn't be aware of what is right and what is wrong.
Yeah.
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 Yes, you hear about transplants, you hear about PRP, hear about sort of these medications that you use, but you're not really sure as to which one is good for you or which one is right for you.
Yeah.
So I did the therapy sessions, and there were some other recommended therapy sessions. It didn't really work,
Yeah.
and the confidence went on denting each
Yeah,
and
because you
every
don't see a
time.
result coming
Exactly.
in, no
Yeah.
outcome of the
Yeah,
treatments.
and I think prior to when I did the session, I would say it was in a pretty bad shape compared to what it was 6 months ago. So I was having massive hair fall, which was literally showcasing on my forehead. And when I would even tend to not go for haircuts, thinking that fine, if I have a haircut, it's going to showcase again.
Yes.
And then I'll have to go through the whole phase of getting into a conversation, thinking about it and stuff. So it did dent my confidence to a large extent.
So when all the treatments didn't work, you were pretty clear that okay, now transplant would be the only
Yes,
solution.
because when I met Dr. Abhishek, I think he made a very fair and important point to me. He said, uh, if no matter what treatment you do, the probability of you not gaining your hair back, it's not going to be there. It's like probably 5% or 10%. Okay, are you okay with going with 90% of that risk onto yourself for the next 5 or 10 years? When after you get to 10 or 15 years, it would be even more difficult to do any sort of
Procedure.
a procedure at that point of time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know for a fact that if it be it genetics, be it whatever the reasons around you, uh, if you're having an issue and the PRPs are, even though it's a fix, if it's not helping you and if it's leading to more hair loss, that means PRP is not the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even a fix. It's not even a sort of a temporary fix because I was having hair loss post
Even
those
while the
sessions.
PRP sessions were
Exactly,
taken.
precisely. And I recall very clearly that when I was getting the PRP administrated to me as well, there was no guarantee per se saying that, okay, fine, even after the PRP sessions, you would at least have a fix or a temporary solution prior to getting your hair back. Okay. And that was what Dr. Abhishek told me as well. It was just temporary. It works on some, it doesn't work on some as well. So if you've got a problem, you need to fix it once and for all. There's no interim solution for that. Yeah. And that was an eye opener for me. And I said, okay, fine, if this is what I have to do, this is what I'm going to do.
I think the initial meetup you mentioned was in one of the hotels here.
Yes.
When we were coming for the hair awareness programs. We
Yes.
had yet not established and we didn't have our clinic set up ready.
True.
We were, I
Yeah.
think, in the licensing part at that time.
Yes, correct.
So a lot of patients, in fact, that time traveled to India and got the procedure done. But obviously, with the kind of work schedule, some of them waited till we, start up our clinic here. So I think you happened to come after
and also I was skeptical about the fact that because this was before I did my PRP. So whenever it comes to surgery, I mean, for a layman, again, it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to process. Yeah, then you need to get through research. You need to call up a few clinics and check. So again, it's lack of education. Obviously, I know Dr. Abhishek he has a well set up network in India. So there was no two doubts about the fact that, he had good experience and expertise. But it was only the fact that, do I want to go through a surgery?
And I think that's human
that point of
nature.
time.
Most
Exactly.
people want to delay thinking that it's a surgical procedure. Unless you don't experience it, you still have that fear.
Exactly.
And you think alternate options, if it works out, what's the harm trying?
Exactly.
I think most people, that's why get into PRPs or other therapies.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with it, but we need to know what stage we are in.
Yeah.
So how did you again come back to Assure?
So I was like, fine, I've seen Dr. Abhishek. I know the fact that he has a good network in India. That means a whole lot of people trust him back home. So if he set up a clinic in Dubai, let's just go check it out. And then we can make an informed decision as to where we want to be it price or be it procedure or whatever. That's when we came to Assure over here. We gave the guys a call and then we came over here. And the moment I was, we were given a briefing of what it is and how's the procedure going to be and the time span it's going to obviously take and the approximation of how long is it going to take for me to see hair growth and all. I was pretty satisfied with that briefing. And we had a chat about it for a couple of days. Okay. And I was like, fine, this is what I have to do. This is the right time to do it. And let's just do it. I can be rest assured that I'm going to be taken care of.
Yeah, sometimes
till I
it's
have
that confidence that you get, maybe
and the most
trust.
important part is it's not only hair growth, it's about density as well. We were newly introduced to this sort of phrase, density, right? Because hair growth is fine, but what if your hair growth doesn't seem real? What if it's artificial? Then again, it's a problem, right? It doesn't really sort out the issue. So keeping all these things in mind, all these factors, we made an informed decision, and I think that's the best decision I've made thus far.
We are glad that you're, happy with the service. But so how many days was your procedure?
The first session was for 3 days. And the sessions which was involving my crown was 4 days, 4 to 5 days. And I think because obviously you have to keep in mind the touch up that has to be done overall as well. So you'll have an extra day just to ensure that totally the touch ups have been done in all areas and that's satisfactory. So you could say 8 days I had the completion done, split into
two phases,
a nice little gap, and then it was done well. I didn't, in terms of my assumption that there would be a lot of pain. Everything was very nice. I didn't
think
have to
that's
go.
with most of them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, pain is a major because you're not sure as to what's the level of pain you'll have to go through. So fortunately, I was very pleased with the way things panned out, the gaps that was there, the duration that I had, and it's been brilliant. Both those two sessions have been brilliant.
When did you start seeing that initial growth?
It was a month or a couple of months away from the sessions, because then you had hair fall,
the shedding phase,
at the shedding phase, and then you had the regrowth coming in. So I could actually see some good growth coming in 2 months post the last sort of session.
It's been 8 months now, 6 to 8 months.
6 months.
6 months actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're happy with the progress?
Absolutely. Compared to what it was, absolutely. Much,
and
much
it's still
better.
enhanced because 6 months is still, we are
still in a transition phase.
Yes.
Because I had that gap, probably I'm expecting another 6 months to add in.
Definitely. It takes almost a year for us to see like the end results. But overall, we start seeing the development and at least a moderate growth within the 6 months.
So apart from me, each and every family of mine, tends to look at my hair and be like, okay, fine, we're actually seeing good growth. I can see it myself. I think that's what it is. That's what's more than important. When I look at myself in the mirror, do I see myself as a changed man? Yes, absolutely. And I think that is what counts for me.
Yeah. So, of course, confidence is one aspect. What else do you think kind of changed during this transformation journey for you?
So this has been a very, very important change for me in my life, essentially, because I was facing a lot of issues in that duration. I would say good 3 to 4 years. So I'm glad that I don't have those issues anymore. I'm glad I can actually propel myself to what is next, as opposed to being on the back foot per se. So it's all about that confidence leads you to discipline. It leads to that good energy that you spread around and that you have inside yourself, and that's really, really working well.
So it's all very beautifully interconnected, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. No matter how lean I get, no matter how much of muscle I would put in, nevertheless I would still be 10 years over my age, and I would look at myself and I'm like, no, this is not right. I just don't feel good. If I don't feel good, I can't be getting into the trading flow, for example, and then carrying on with the negativity, even if it's a slight bit. So for me, it's all about having 100% confidence out there and just executing based on how good you feel about it and how good you feel about the markets.
So anybody who's researching and also considering hair transplant as an option, what is that small advice you would want to give, or a message that you have for the viewers from your end based on your experience?
I think you should just go for it, because there's research that you have to do for anything which is new, which you're coming up with. There's research which you have to do, but at a certain point of time, if there's no fix to your situation, you need to get a permanent fix. There's no temporary fix per se. Because you need to be thinking about the time that you have at hand. You need to be looking at the age you're at the same time. And the sooner you get a fix when it comes to your hair, the better it is. Because essentially, once you get that fix early on, you can have that span where you can see that transformation,
and enjoy
as opposed to spend that time doing a research, being in a state of hesitation, and then think about doing it. Because at that point of time, it really doesn't help. So for me, I was fortunate enough that I made the call right now, and I didn't wait for, even if it meant to be another 5 years. I mean, the pain wasn't as bad as I projected it to be, or as bad as I actually, have heard about. So there's not much of pain that you go through. The results have been phenomenal. The way you have the sessions spaced out in accordance to your schedules and your preferences have been amazing. The staff, the doctors were awesome, and all that. So it's not like you're actually getting to a clinic. You've been well taken care of, and you will always be taken care of. Until and unless the docs and the staff actually see good density on your hair. So yes, I would absolutely recommend everyone who has hair loss, if there isn't a fix, you should absolutely think about going for it.
Thank you so much. I think your entire hair journey that you discussed with us is going to bring in a lot of confidence to all the listeners, and they would take the timely decision like you rightly advised.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yes. And before we wrap up, we wanted to do a very quick rapid fire session with you.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's just a very simple one. Whatever promptly comes in your mind.
Yeah.
Simple answers. Yeah. So shall we start?
Sure.
All right. What's your favorite cryptocurrency to trade?
Bitcoin.
Okay. Describe the crypto market in one word.
Fascinating.
Biggest lesson learned from trading.
Cut your losses short.
One piece of advice for new crypto traders.
Stay disciplined.
Yeah.
Don't lose hope.
A little bit on the fitness and lifestyle. Your favorite exercise at the gym.
Definitely cardio.
Preferred workout meal, post-workout meal.
Salads with probably a bit of chicken.
Okay. One health tip you swear by.
Stay disciplined.
Yeah. So your go-to cuisine when you're dining out in Dubai.
I got a whole lot of cuisine, but then I would pick Chinese anyway. Yeah.
Favorite spot in Dubai to relax.
Oh yeah, it would be at there's this new joint I've been going to. It would Stories. It would be Stories.
Okay.
At Bar Dubai,
At
where you got the whole view of the creek side.
Okay.
Over there.
All right. One thing you love the most about Dubai.
Diversity.
Which you mentioned initially. Yes. Desert safari or a beach day.
Beach day.
Beach day. A few questions on hair. What motivated you to address your hair loss?
Self-belief, confidence.
Yeah. What's your go-to hairstyle when you're in a hurry?
I like to just spike it up.
Yeah, spike it up.
That's the only thing that works because my hair is wavy. So.
Yeah. Okay. If you had hair, like your hair had a theme song, what would it be?
I mean, there's this one song goes around the world, but it starts with la 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 around the world.
Okay.
So because the hair's always been wavy, so I've barely used a comb all this while. I should just like curve it up. So whatever works for me with my hands is what I get going.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Have you ever had like a disaster haircut in the past any time?
I didn't have hair, so there was no disaster. It was a disaster itself.
Okay.
But generally, yes, I did at one point of time, and it happened in the time when I was having an occasion.
Okay.
There's nothing else pretty much you could do about it.
Any celebrity hairstyle, if you get for a day, which celebrity it would be?
Brad Pitt.
Okay. How often do you look at yourself in the mirror post the procedure, especially to like fix your hair?
At least 5 times a day.
5 times a day.
Yeah.
Okay. One person who inspired you during your hair restoration journey?
My wife.
Your wife.
For sure, yeah.
Okay. And the last one. Any advice for those considering hair restoration?
Go for it.
Go for it.
There's nothing like getting your hair back onto your head. Nothing like feeling good about yourself when you see that hair growth onto your head.
Great.
Yeah.
And I can actually feel that energy and that, motivation.
That changes a lot.
Yeah.
And changes a lot about you as a person. And I think if you come out as a changed man because of hair restoration, you'll be amazed to see how much of good that is going to bring to yourself.
Yeah, it's impacting a lot of other aspects of life.
Success just follows it anyways.
Yeah. Thank you so much once again, sir, for your time and really loved the whole conversation with you.
Same here. Likewise.
Thank you.